KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. Got to say, pretty good fucking show tonight.
Fucking unbelievable show. That's what we want. Sometimes you got to get a little bit lucky. Sometimes you've got to gel, but that was the bollocks, the absolute bollocks from start to finish. Lundy Sparrow at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I mean, Luke Campbell was excellent. Ray Ford making his debut. Rosado Sulecki was fucking mental. Katie Taylor was outstanding, and Jono against Tevin Farmer was a great fight as well. So yeah, brilliant atmosphere. Thank you to everyone in Philadelphia.
Definitely come back to Philly.
It is a fight city. I mean, I know people say that, but they turned out, decent crowd, great atmosphere. So good stuff.
Let's just talk about what's kind of next for some of these fighters. So Sulecki will go on to fight Andrade.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, look, I thought he was brilliant, Sulecki, until the 9th round.
Gabe was unlucky.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And you know, I think he's a very valid opponent for Andrade.
Providence.
Yeah, possibly, maybe on the Golovkin card. You know, I think Sulecki's going to end up being a mandatory. He was 4, I think, before tonight. So you know, he's going to rise But mandatory or not, I think he's a good opponent for Demetrius.
Okay. So, you were just talking about Katie Taylor there. But obviously, 3 out of 4 belts now.
Yeah.
Talking to her earlier on, she said her perfect year would be Pearson, Serrano and Breakhouse. She wants all 3 fights before the end of the year.
She told me the other day she wants to go for, I don't know, 7 or 8 years or something like that. But, like, if you're fighting Pearson, Serrano and Breakhouse, what do you do next year? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, she's just a trailblazer, you know. She loves to set herself challenges and targets and overcome them. That's why she's such a great, you know. And hopefully, touch wood, the Pearson fight is next on the Joshua card.
So you've got a deal in principle. In
principle, yeah. She fought last week, and obviously we were fighting this week. So we've talked.
All right, Rooney. Fucking hell.
We've talked and decided the right package and date, which is June 1 at MSG. Hopefully they're true to their word and we can get it done this week.
Katie doesn't believe that Serrano really wants to fight. She said that again.
Brian says that as well. I mean, look, I have a contract with Serrano for the Katie Taylor fight. So
a signed contract?
Yeah, of course, with Cabela and Amanda.
Yeah.
And it'd be very awkward if she didn't fight her, but who knows?
Is the one sort of least likely the Breakhouse one?
Probably. She's up at 147. I mean, I don't think. Could she make 140? Maybe, I guess. I mean, want Katie going up to 140. I mean, Katie was always going to be a super featherweight, but she ended up getting a world championship fight and a title fight at lightweight and stayed there. So I don't really want her going up to 140. She may do eventually for those bigger fights, but you know, the key really is the Pearson fight. And I think the Pearson fight is probably the toughest fight potentially out of all of them. She's really awkward. She can punch very hard. She was an excellent amateur. She's extremely well schooled. It's a tough fight.
You'll bring John O'Carroll back here possibly?
Oh mate, I mean, John O'Carroll is you know, 1, he's a very, very good fighter. 2, he's a character. They love him over here. You know, and he's a good man with a good heart, good personality. He's only had 16 fights, and the key is really he's never boxed at that level before, nowhere near that level. And I thought he'd done really well. I mean, I got a bit of stick on. I had him like 2 or 3 rounds down going into the 11th, and obviously he lost 11 and 12. So I had it about 116, 112, something like that. Some people had it wider, but I felt that he did so much work. He threw so many shots that you had to give him rounds for work rate. I mean, I know you can't just work and not have success and win a round, but he was landing, you know. But Tevin was the flashier work, the cleaner work, and obviously the more devastating.
The report online about you going to publicly offer Gervonta Davis $5 million, where did that come from? Is it remotely true?
I had a huddle after Turning Stone, and I said I'll be making Gervonta Davis an offer. I might even do it in the ring after. I didn't, obviously, and someone said, how much are you going to offer him? I said, a shitload of money. And they said, how much is that? And I said, what do you think is a good number? And they said, 5 million. And I said, sounds like a good number. That's where it comes from.
So you have effectively kind of then put that out.
It'll be around that number, but Tevin's got to be looked after as well. Do you know what I mean?
But we heard some comments from Leonard Ellerby earlier on. You don't believe that they actually will take that fight on
DAZN? No,
DAZN.
They won't take that fight on DAZN. Because there's too many advisors in this game that are stopping people earning money for their own interests.
Okay. Right, I don't know how much what you say and what you're not, but again, reports are that Wilder is turning down $100 million offer from Dazn. I know you.
I'm not going to say anything until Tuesday. Like, apparently, there's a press conference on Tuesday.
Where he's announcing his fight with Brazil.
Apparently, so
on Showtime.
I don't know. If that's the case, then I'll talk Tuesday. But for now, I'm going to stay quiet.
So you're saying it's not dead in the water?
I don't know.
Necessarily?
I don't know. I mean, I know perhaps as much as you. Obviously, I've spoke to John Skipper, and
are those reports accurate though that he's turning this deal down?
I don't know.
Okay. Because you're not actually talking about it, but you can just.
Because I don't want to say anything until I know the truth. And I'm just glad.
But surely the zone has told you whether he's turned it down.
I don't think anything's been officially turned down. But I'm just looking forward to the truth on Tuesday. That's all.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I appreciate the situation, but you talk to me first.
You'll hear from me on Tuesday.
What?
You'll hear from me on Tuesday.
Okay.
Wednesday for the Charlie Edwards.
Yes. Okay. Quick ones. Bald have ordered Gill and Walsh.
Yes.
Will you do that?
Yes, I'd like to. I've offered that fight to Ryan Walsh before.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind. He wants a big fight. He doesn't really want to defend his British title, but he will do. He's up for any fight.
Walsh is with MTK. I'm sure that's quite easy to make as well.
But I think he wants a bigger fight. Ideally, I don't blame him. I do think Ryan Walsh should be fighting for European titles and world titles.
Yeah.
But if it's not there, the Gill fight, we'd love that fight. We want that fight.
Cheeseman Fowler?
Yeah, I mean, Cheeseman, really, the final eliminator for Ted Cheeseman is Fitzgerald Fowler.
Yes.
Because whoever wins that fight is going to be the mandatory for Cheeseman. It's a hell of a fight to go into coming off the back of a defeat by Sergio Garcia.
Right.
I have to be honest, I'd rather Ted had a defence and then fought him. But Ted's Ted, and you can see him on social media, he wants the fight.
They're also Hughie Fury's vacated the British. What could you do anything with that? Is there anything that could come your way with that?
Dave Allen. If Dave Allen beats Lucas Brown, he should be the mandatory for that belt. Dubois probably. Cash Alley against David Price. I mean, I don't know if those guys want to fight for the British title.
David Price wouldn't want to fight for the British, would
but you know, it depends who's mandated by the board.
What are your thoughts on the WBO ordering Kovalev versus Anthony Yarde?
Good fight. I mean, look, Yarde's turned down Kovalev before. No, he's turned down Beterbiev before. He's got the Yarde fight. I hope he takes it.
Do you believe he will take it?
It's hard to turn. Once you're turning down world title shots, what's the point in becoming mandatory? If when you're mandatory, I can understand if you're coming through and you get offered a voluntary, but you've worked. I mean, he's landed a mandatory position, so you look a bit of a plum if you don't take the fight. So I expect him to take the fight. I mean, this is where the matchmaking is so important, because you're going from Travis Reese, right? No disrespect to Reeves, and Tony Avalon to Sergio Kovalev. So he's not been, in my opinion, prepared for this fight. But what are you going to do? If you don't take it, you'll get absolutely crucified. So I'm guessing he will take it. Good luck to him. Hope he wins it.
What are you adding to April 20th? What else? 2
more fights. One is another heavyweight fight, and the other one, hopefully, is Chris Billam-Smith against Isaac Chamberlain, which we're trying to close off.
Okay, the other heavyweight fight?
Yes, there's another heavyweight fight.
Hunter?
No. It is an international. It's an international name against a Brit. You'll never get it, by the way, so don't even bother. But
are you signing Devin Haney?
I'd like to sign Devin Haney.
Said that.
Yes. Well, what happened was I had a meeting with him today in Philadelphia, and literally we had the meeting. I came out the meeting. I came down the stairs. I checked my phone, and ESPN.
How did they know that?
Because I don't know. Someone saw me in the lobby with Devin Haney.
Isn't there like a grass in the boxing world?
I think there's. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is.
Okay. Who else have you met with this week?
Loads of fighters.
Okay. Any update on Dylan Whyte?
No, we've sent a letter off tonight to the WBC to say we want to know what you're doing, because we're not happy and we think that you've got to come up with a resolution. So we shall see.
Anything on May the 18th? Yeah.
Next week we'll announce it later.
Usyk?
Yes.
Callum Smith possible
Possibly.
still?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Everyone's waiting.
Go on. Thank you very much.
We're going to go really